ready?
Going on in
Are you live?
four,
Already?
three, two.
My
one.
mic is too.
You're on.
Good evening, everyone. You're listening to the Intimacy Chronicles. I am your host, Queen Jackie. And to my right,
Hey, what's happening? This is your boy, Dr. Love. What's happening, ladies and gentlemen?
and to my left.
Hey, no, I'm not here
Adjust
yet.
I can't adjust my seat. Okay. So tonight, we're not gonna just dive into the topic just yet. We're gonna recap some things from last week, and our topic tonight we will actually be discussing betrayal. Who handles it better, men or women? But before I get into that, let me ask my men's and them how their weekend was. Well, one of my men just left. So, how was your weekend?
My weekend was good.
Okay.
My weekend was real good. Had a lot of work to do on some cars, so I was able to get it done.
That's what I'm talking
I
about.
was able to get it done. How was your weekend?
It was phenomenal. Let me first start off. First of all, before I get into my weekend, you know, I have a pet peeve. You know, if you run a business, I think, or you work for somebody, I think you should take your job seriously. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I went to the supermarket. I wanted some steamed crab legs and some shrimp.
Okay.
The kid that worked in the seafood department put my pound of shrimp in the bag. I said,
Okay.
didn't I say I wanted them steamed? So he said, Miss, they're already steamed. So I went down to the end to where he grabbed the shrimp from. I said, is it me? Or do you not see the icicles hanging off of these shrimp?
To me, I don't think that's steam to me.
I mean, I'm seeing icicles, man.
That's not steam to me.
Exactly.
That look like frozen.
To me, I felt like he was just
frozen.
fucking being lazy. He didn't want to steam them. You still had to steam the crab legs.
Yeah.
So, I was so annoyed by that. So, okay, I had like 3 pounds of crab legs.
Frozen crab legs.
No, the crab legs, he steamed them.
Okay.
He didn't want to steam the shrimp.
Okay.
And I shop there a lot. So, I know a couple of the managers. So, you know, it just kept bugging me. And I said, you know what? Let me go to the counter. So, I said to the young lady, I said, you see me in here all the time. And she said, yes, ma'am. So, I said, I want a shrimp. And the kid didn't want to steam them. He put mine in the bag and going to say they're already steamed when clearly icicles were hanging off of them. So what she told me, she said, you know what? I'm going to walk you to the register. You don't have to pay for your crab legs. Now, my crab legs, the price was like $29.
I can agree.
So I was like, okay, that's what's up. You know, but I hate piss poor ass customer service.
Right.
You don't want the job. Let somebody have the job that wants to work.
Right. Right.
So yeah. So now I can get into my weekend. That was supposed to be the start of my Mother's Day weekend, you know.
That I do understand.
You know, my crab legs, the Coke 45, you know.
Yeah. No wonder
What more could a girl ask for?
Yeah. No wonder you didn't answer the phone Sunday.
No, that was Friday. That was Friday. Did you call me Sunday?
I called you just to say Happy Mother's Day.
I
You
don't know.
couldn't even get you to answer the phone. But that's all right though. That's cool.
So anyway, Saturday was another great day. My son took me to breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
That was nice. And then later that afternoon, I was honored by Be More News with the Black Wall Street Award. So the ceremony was so nice, and it was right across the street at Terra Cafe.
Okay.
And I was so overwhelmed with joy, and not just that, to be surrounded by such greatness.
Yes.
You know, it was, I felt like I was standing on the shoulders of some mighty people.
I agree.
So it was definitely nice. I kept saying, why am I in this group?
Right. Right.
But sometimes people see things in you that you don't see.
You right where you belong.
I was right where I was supposed to be at that time. So it was amazing. I made some great contacts, and let's just say I have a lot of things on the horizon.
Yeah.
Sunday, my sister took me out for brunch, and interestingly enough, there was an older Caucasian couple across from us.
Okay.
And they spoke when they came in, but I didn't even realize they had left, but my waiter came over and said, "Oh, by the way, you all don't have a bill," because they picked up the tab.
Wow.
And that was nice. As I always say, so many good people out here in the world. Sometimes with all of the mess that's going on, you might not always see it, but they are out there.
Right.
They didn't know us from Eve. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And the fact that they thought enough of us to pick up our tab, that spoke volume to me.
Right. And did you get a chance to catch up with
I didn't. I mean, they were right, because by the time my waiter came back, they were long gone.
Oh man.
Right. And I think they wanted it that way. I think they didn't want us to, it was nice.
Some people, sometimes you got people out here that just do good deeds like that. But,
yeah.
But they're not looking for no praise. They just want to just do something good for somebody and bounce. They don't want that. They trying to be ghosts.
Right, and that's the thing. And I think I was telling you, I remember going through the toll and somebody paid for my toll.
I was just thinking about that.
So now every time I go through the toll, I pay for the car behind me.
Jesus.
Because someone did it for me.
Ain't it like $2 now?
I think it's $4.
It's $4 now? So you paying $8?
But again, somebody
did it for you.
Did that for me, and I'm really big into random acts of kindness. Right. I don't care what you have. It doesn't cost a thing to, to offer a gesture of kindness towards somebody.
Right.
It could just be in the form of a compliment or something.
Right.
We are all in this world together, so let's make the most of it and try to be a bit more kind to one another. So I'm going to come off my soapbox now. And tonight we're going to have an interesting show.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't ask Mark about his weekend.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I used his government name. Mr. Sensational.
It was cool. Yeah, it was cool.
Really?
That's all I got. It was cool.
That's all you got?
It was good.
Okay. Well, they can't say I didn't ask,
True.
Yeah, because they start looking at me sideways when I don't ask them about their weekend. So, but I'm not petty.
I ain't even gonna say nothing.
So, no, you were getting ready to say something when I turned to Mr.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to say that, once again, big ups to Queen Jackie for being honored and well-deserved entrepreneur. Like we'll say, entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? So it was definitely. She looked like she won $1 million for those who got a chance to see her holding her award. I mean, damn, the award looked like it was bigger than her.
It was big.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you better get a strong ass nail for that.
Okay, I was like, wow. I mean, it was a really great award.
Let it sit against the base or something, a brick. But we here at the Intimacy Chronicles, we want to say thank you, and we honor you, and we appreciate you, and we love you, and much well-deserved gift for you, and we hope to see another one come your way.
All this love.
Come your way. Matter of fact, next time they give you a award, tell them to give you a card next time. Add a card to that motherfucker.
Oh my goodness. But moving along. Oh, by the way, tomorrow at 10 a.m. I'm going to be on Be More News radio show. So
That's what's up.
And last week I had the opportunity of being a guest host on the Baltimore Lean show on 1500.net. It was wonderful. I
Shout
had
out
such
to
a
the Baltimore Lean.
I had such a great time. Oh my God, they were so much fun.
Yeah, I tell you, you looked at like new meat. You looked at like new meat up in there.
I had such a wonderful time. It was a lot of fun. So I appreciate every opportunity that comes my way.
Most definitely.
Tonight, our topic, as I mentioned at the top of the show, we're going to be discussing betrayal. I'll have a guest on the show around 7:30, Mr. Buddy Brown, owner of Social Cigar Lounge in Windsor Mill. Well, no, that's Gwinoak. So definitely check him out. I'll leave the address before the show ends. But I have a question for my men's and them.
Men's and them.
Yeah, I'm telling you, every time I say it, I know that somebody is tempted to correct me. Don't correct me because I know what I'm saying.
I'm not gonna correct you. It's just every time you say it, it reminds me of a pack of M&Ms.
Oh,
M&Ms
M&Ms.
and M&Ms.
Yeah, my men's and them. I'm surrounded by my men's and them.
What is your question?
My question, we've talked about infidelity many times, but we never really, got into it. You know, I mean, we kind of tap danced around it. But here is my question. Men, and I don't understand, and I guess it could be ego. You know, men, you betrayed us many times. But when a man is betrayed by a woman, that shit is to the core. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, the man can't even see himself staying in the relationship with that woman. So why is it, I think that because men betray women, I think the scale is a lot higher of men betraying women as opposed to women betraying men. Why is it so hard for you all to forgive? Okay, if you got something to say it.
That completely sexist statement you just made about
It might be a sexist statement, but how many men can actually stay in a relationship with a woman that has cheated on them?
No, about there are more men cheating on women than women cheating on men. That's the part that.
And you think that that's not a fact?
I know that's not a fact.
I disagree. I disagree.
You can disagree, but you can look it up. The facts show it's at best 50-50. Women are
maybe now,
because now is what we're talking about.
But okay, in the past, it's always been men. You all, I don't know if it's because of your ego, you feel entitled to have more than one woman, or I mean, we're talking about it. So let me hear what y'all got to say.
You know, in the past and even in the future, in the present, women have specialized in doing subversive tactics, cheating better than a man ever could. Well, a man can't cheat like a woman can.
And I will give you that because you all don't think.
Because y'all specialize in it.
It's not that we specialize. First of all, if we go outside to cheat, I'm going to say probably 70% of the time, it's because we're trying to fill a need. You know, I think that for women, a lot of times when we get frustrated in our relationship and we feel like you're not listening, I think, to me, I feel like it's easier to just walk away. But I feel like a woman cheats sometimes because of what she's not getting. There's nothing changing. I need
to know why do women feel like that we're not listening? Is it that we're not responding when you want us to respond?
Hello.
I think that's the situation. That the reason why you all cheat. You all don't give us time to fix the problem, to fix the issue. You there. I must say there are some women who feel like that they want the man to move right then and there.
Yes.
Well, let me. Okay, and you know what? I'm not gonna disagree with you on that, but here's my take on that. If we've been having the same discussions for the last 6 months, tell me, how much longer am I supposed to sit back and let you decide when you're going to make your move?
Okay, do me a favor. Give me an example.
I'm going to give you an example.
Give me an example, because that statement that you just made goes so abroad that different aspects can be covered as far as why it's taking so long. Put it like this: is there sometimes an excuse? Yes.
What?
Is there sometimes an excuse? Sometimes no. But depending on the situation, there may be a reason that it's taking that long.
Okay, I'm going to use something simple. Something as simple as, can we date? If you've been in a relationship for quite some time, can we have date night once or twice a month? And I tell you this, and I've been telling you this for the last 8 or 9 months, and we still have not had date night. What could possibly be the reason to still put me on hold? That's not a major request. You understand?
Well, okay, so
can we get some egg? Because I feel like
yeah. So
I'm just saying.
Let me.
Thank you, Mark.
Is it plugged in?
Is it plugged in?
No, it ain't plugged in.
Cause I feel like the Wicked Witch over here.
I was
Like I'm
gonna
about
say.
to melt.
I got it.
Yeah.
So,
All right. Okay. Thank you.
So back to what I was saying. The situation is anything as far as date night. If you have a man or a woman that is not taken in consideration of wanting to have a date night, then I believe that to some aspects that person is being ignored. It don't take 6 months to want to realize that you want to do a date night. But let me ask this question: Does it mean that if we don't do a date night, that you got to go out and cheat?
That's not what I'm saying. But you asked for an example, and I gave you an example. What would be the justification if after 8 or 9 months of having this conversation and nothing has changed? What would be the justification in that? Could I assume that you don't give a fuck? Could I assume that it's just you're gonna do what you want to do?
No, this is different. We handle things as they come. Okay, we put out fires. We do it. That's something that we do. Women will stick to one thing, mention it once, and then bring it up 3 weeks later and talk about I told you and you didn't pay attention. Which is not how we're wired.
Right, but
It's almost like you're offended to remind a brother that we talked about something.
You're saying the woman is offended?
No, it's like, yeah, it seems like the woman gets offended by saying, well, I have to remind you about something. There are a lot of other things that go in the course of a day. Like, I wouldn't expect, if I speak to you one time about something and you forget, I have to take into account, okay, you interacted with 50 other people during the course of the day, as have I. So you have to think about that when you say, well, I spoke to you, didn't do anything. It's not that it wasn't important, but if you're constantly putting out fires and dealing with people and doing everything else, maybe you should just remind them and say, okay, well, make the plan. I'm in a situation like, if someone says, okay, we're going to do this, all right, if you already have an idea where you want to go and what you want to do, make the plans.
Okay, may I ask a question?
I'm going to have to agree but disagree. Let me tell you the reason why I say that. If a woman comes to you and says that she wants to let's do date night. Okay. First and foremost, what you want to say to let her know that you're listening is, okay, baby, when?
When? Yeah.
When do you want to do a date night? Do you feel like you want to do it twice a week? Do you want to do it once a week? Do you want to do it twice a month? Now, once you get the terms situated, as a man, that's supposed to be locked in your head, like anniversary, like birthday. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever other days that you have locked in your head that's important, that should be locked into your head. So if you all discuss, okay, we want to do date night Monday and Saturday, already I know in my head what I'm going to do on Monday, and I know what I'm going to do on Saturday. The only way that I don't uphold my end of the deal and my end of the bargain, and that's only if I had to work overtime.
Okay.
But other than that, I mean, we as men, you know, fuck the promises, fuck this or whatever. We as men have a saying that your word is your bond.
Yeah.
If you don't have your word, you don't have nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So if we tell you that we're going to do something, basically, in you all's eyes, that's a promise.
Yeah.
In our eyes, in our mind, that is the word that we're giving you. Okay. That's the word. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's just my take on it.
Okay. So, I agree with what you're saying, because we do a lot of times look at it as if it's a promise. I don't think after 3 weeks that, I understand people get busy, but I don't feel like if this is something that's important to me, I think that you should make it a priority. I really don't feel like I should have to remind you, but I understand sometimes you get caught up, but I feel like if it's important to me, then it should be a priority to you.
I agree.
And if it's important to both of you, see, I look at it like the check method. It's like like the check method.
Okay.
Like the cash method. Say, I got some money for you. You're going to say, when can I get it? So we already make a plan. If you say we're going to go out and date night, it's like, all right, when are we going to do it?
And not only that, when can I get it? We don't forget about it neither.
Exactly, because the only thing locked in my mind is payday. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Everything else is floating around. So if you want something, it is, you know, the responsibility of both of you to say, all right, let's lock this in right now. Let's put this in concrete so we don't have to come to this discussion a week later and say, you know what, oh, you were supposed to do this and you didn't do it. You know, that's not hard.
It's not hard, but should the woman always do the planning?
If you want something.
No, I kind of disagree with that.
It's not even the point of wanting to plan it. If you propose a date night, that's something that you said, I want. So now we're responding to say, okay, you want that. When do you want it? How do you want it? So yes, it is your responsibility to fulfill or at least make plans for something you request.
So if I do that,
shouldn't that be?
Or at least put that on the table right there and say, all right,
if I'm discussing it with you,
that should be an equal.
That's what I was getting ready to say. Yeah.
We say when, so now it's equal. I'm like, when do you want to do it? So I just said, acknowledged you and said, okay, I'm with that. When?
Okay.
I just made it, you know, concrete. I said, you know what, I'm going to do that. When would you like to do it? If you don't have an answer for that, then it can just goes by the wayside until the next time you think about it and say, you know, you never did do that date night.
Well, and I think sometimes as women, we want to know that you're going to take charge. Okay, baby, I know how this is important to you. I already set our date night up. You know,
I can't set a date night up on something we ain't speak about.
I think that it doesn't always come down to that. I think sometimes in a relationship, both parties should take responsibility. If I came to you with the problem, then you should just surprise me. Okay, baby, you want a date night? I set up date night for us to go out on Saturday, your favorite restaurant, blah, blah, blah. What is so damn hard about that?
Right now, at this point, I should just take into no account of the rest of your day, your week, whatever. Not
I
asking
asked
when you're
for a
available.
date
Hey,
night.
date night. There's 7 days a week.
Okay,
I
if
don't
I'm
know
bringing
if
it
Thursday
to you,
night you're going out
obviously
with
I
your
want you
friends.
to make the plan.
Friday, no. You said you want to have a date night.
Right,
You
I
didn't
want to
say
have a
make the
date
plan.
night, but I want you
So you
to.
would say,
I want you to
can you-
be proactive in the
Can you do
relationship.
something? So you're removing all responsibility other than what you want, is what you're saying. I want this,
I
but I'm not going
think
to tell you how I want it, where I want it, when I want it, but I just want this. That seems very, very simplistic to me.
I think that a lot of times when you and I have these debates, I feel like you overthink. I feel like you don't respond as like a couple as a whole. You understand what I'm saying? I think, and I'm going to hit it back over to Dr. Love. If Rashina came to you and say, "Baby, I want to go out on a date,"
He will say when.
Tell me your thoughts. What are you going to do?
Well, the first thing I would say to her is when. When do you want to go?
Mm-hmm.
And if she tells me when she wants to go, then I already have that locked in my head on when. But I know me, because I want to do when, where, what time.
Okay.
Am I picking you up from your house? Are you coming to my house? Are we driving your car? Are we driving mine? I lays it all out.
And who has to answer those questions?
That way I know exactly what the itinerary is, but it's already locked in my head on when, where, what we're doing, what time, the whole 9 yards. That way it's never what you call a disagreement on anything. Everything has been covered across the board.
Hello.
So let me ask you a question, because
Just say
perhaps
you
I'm not going to say that, and I'm going to let Mr. Buddy Brown give his take on it. So are you telling me you have never initiated a date in your relationship?
No, I didn't say that. I answered
is,
your question.
okay, right,
I answered your
right.
question.
You
I
answered
want
my
a date
question.
night.
However, if she said she wanted a date night, you would not then take it further and plan it yourself?
No, with me,
Don't stutter.
with me and Regina. no, with me, because I want to make sure, because I know she'll be watching. But what I'm saying is that with me and her, there are times that I've taken the initiative. We'll both take the initiative. She may say, "Hey, what you doing Tuesday? Come on, let's go out to dinner." I may say, "Hey, what you doing? Da da da. Come on, let's go out to dinner." The thing with her is that with her job, her get off time fluctuates. So it's kind of hard to say let's do dinner if she's done, let's say, probably in a day 12 to 13 procedures.
Okay.
So if she's done that, I know automatically I can't get no dinner during the week. As far as planning stuff, it's gonna have to be on the weekend. And it really depends on, how many procedures she's done during the week. Okay. But yeah, I've taken the initiative to say, hey, let's go here. Whether it's Olive Garden, Sakura, we matter of fact, Sunday she was at my house. And I said to her, I said, hey, what you doing? What you doing today? She was like, no, I'm ready to go home. I said, well, come on. Let's go to breakfast. Let's go to Denny's. Let's go get some breakfast. Mother's Day. Let's do this.
Right.
So
you were proactive.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's accountability. That's the
But
thing.
I think
what
you're
you're now is you're
complicating
promoting
things.
a lack of accountability in your demands.
No,
That's
it's not
exactly
a demand
what it is, because
for
you
me
said,
to
I
ask
want something,
my
but I'm not going to say anything else.
other
So
to
you
take me out on a date.
confusion into the relationship.
No,
and
I
then
think
you're going to have a
you are
problem
really
with the fact that you're not being
overthinking it.
concise and clear.
I like your explanation, because you do take the initiative.
Yeah, he responded to a request.
I understand that, but he also
But I take the initiative.
Yeah.
I take the initiative too, because see, here's the thing. You know how women say that we don't listen? Sometimes they give us test questions to see if we're gonna take the baton and run. And I'm getting ready to turn 40, and I'm still learning that. But I've seen it, that sometimes test questions are given to see how we're going to react. So when a woman says, I want date night, in your mind, you got to be a step ahead to say, okay, is this a test question that she wants to see if I'm going to be proactive, or is she testing me to see if I'm listening, to see how I'm going to respond as far as something that she wants to do, but I don't mind doing it because that's my lady. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but if
it's not a demand.
But it's a test that
because you're a grown man, you do whatever you want to do.
You know what I'm saying?
Huh?
I want to pull out my Xbox if I want to play a game and have a test on it. That's not what I want. That's not what it's about. It's about
not a test because
I'm fulfilling what you asked. But no, I don't do the test questions.
I don't think that was a test by saying I want us to have date night.
And you got to answer like when. When would you like to do that, sweetheart?
Okay, and even if I answer that question, okay, I'm free this weekend. Do I still have to plan it?
But you know what though? I see what he's saying. Now I see what he's saying. So basically, here's the thing: if a woman says, "I want date night," and then you say, "Okay, when or where?" I guess he's waiting for the woman to say, "You know what? Surprise me."
But there is a responsibility.
Should she have to say that?
You should have to say something.
I'm asking a question.
You have to say something.
Really? Would Rashina have to say that?
If she asks me for a date night, first of all, she don't even like to be surprised.
Okay.
She hates surprise. I still do it anyway.
Mm-hmm. Proactive.
But
right.
she don't but she don't like surprise, but I still do it anyway, and she still laughs and smiles or whatever. But at the same token, it boosts me up, because if a woman says, I want date night, and you say, okay, when, where, and she says, surprise me, now that pumps me up, because now I feel like I want to go all out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I want to, okay, surprise you, okay, and not to be smart and take you to McDonald's. That's just some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Surprise, motherfucker. Surprise, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? No, but what I'm saying is that if she says surprise me, now it's to the point where I feel like, okay, let's go somewhere we ain't been.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That'll be, when you say surprise me, now I want to take you to a place that either you ain't been, or we ain't been, or I ain't been.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But the end result is that there was more information needed to make this thing happen. See, women talk about communication. Mm-hmm. There has to be a communication. You can't just throw something out there and be like, all right, he's going to have to take care of that. You have to have back and forth. Now, if you went to your job and said, I need some more money, and boss said, okay, you going to ask when it's going to come?
This is your personal relationship, and I just feel like I don't think that everything comes down to a scientific.
No, it's not about science. It's about
It
communication.
is. I mean, it's
about communication.
No, I disagree. And being in a relationship for a long time, it's not that difficult to. If a woman says, take me out for a date, it's not really, if you know your significant other, it's not that difficult to make a plan.
How difficult is it to say when?
I mean, if I'm putting it on the table, and let's say you and I have been together for a long time, I think ultimately you should know my schedule.
Oh, so there's the problem. You should know. That's the three
because
words
I think
that
you're complicating it. I really feel like.
I'm sorry. Let me ask another man. If you should know,
I mean,
does that work for you in your relationships? Can you get to the mic and let her know that? No.
First, I want to say that I've been actively and defiantly single for the last 5 years, so I'm the wrong person to ask for a relationship advice. But I will say that, like, in the date situation, if I say, like, I want to go out, then I already have in my mind where I want to go, when I want to go with that. So I feel like if you want a date night, you should kind of have an idea or throw out a suggestion. But if I take it upon myself to plan something, you need to be happy with whatever it is.
I agree.
If you
because
don't like the restaurant, like
if
you lose out, that too.
If I say it at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night, I don't, I have to work tonight. Oh, sorry. You put it on me.
Exactly.
Wait a minute, hold on.
What you don't ask for.
Hold on, because let me put it like this.
the men on this side.
If you, hey, to each his own. What I'm saying is that why would you do that, especially if you know that number one, you got to be to work the next day and she got to be to work the next day. One thing that I don't do is, and a buddy of mine said this to me years ago, and I recall it. It was back in 2002 when he told me. My homeboy Dex, you know who Dex is, and the one thing he said to me is, you never let nothing make your money look funny. So there's no damn way that I'm gonna plan a date night at 11 o'clock at night and I gotta be to work at 7. There is no fucking way, and it's not fair to her.
But check this
if
out.
y'all eat and then gotta turn around and go home and go to sleep. So now you sitting on that meal.
But check this out.
That's not fair.
Check this
That
out.
is not fair. I'm sorry.
What if you like sometimes I swing shifts? Okay. Next week I might be working on the first shift. Week after that I might be working the second shift. So you're saying, all right, just plan it. I'm going to plan it around when I'm available, because obviously you're available anytime.
Wait a minute. Hold on. So if you planning it around your availability.
Because you know why? Because she did not think it was important enough to say, well, when I say when, just surprise me. Or you should already know.
Hold on.
Those are 3 words.
If you're planning, listen, but if you're planning
the problem where we turn around and say, y'all don't listen to me.
If
you don't understand what I'm saying.
If you're planning around her availability,
you did not take the responsibility and have a communication.
Are you planning
it? I think he's being petty.
Are you
That's
planning?
what I think.
I think you're being immature.
Are you planning it around your availability? That way, listen, let me tell you. Okay, I see what you're doing. So what you're doing is you planning around your availability. That way, if she can't do it, you want to be the first one to say, you know what? At least I tried.
Exactly.
I can't plan around your availability when you don't have the gumption to say, I'm available today,
but
I'm available tomorrow.
Come on, Mr. Sensational. I think that the way that I agree with you. The way that you planned it,
you got the name, and the name that I call you. If you say that you say the men over there, okay, Jim Crow.
All right.
So before we get deeper into this discussion,
clearly your heart
I have to introduce my guest tonight. You know, it done got real up in here, so I want to make sure that I introduce him. It's frozen, so can you hand it to me? Yeah, but
okay.
Yeah. Anyway. My guest tonight is Mr. Buddy Brown, owner of Social Cigar, 1718 Belmont Avenue, Suite F, 21244. So without further ado, we're going to have Mr. Buddy Brown just give a brief description of his lounge and also tell us a bit more about himself.
All right, Social Cigar, it's Cigar Lounge we just opened in December. Actually, we opened the day before my 30th birthday. That was my gift to myself.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.